Hey girl,
Hey child.
I'm Brock,
I'm Rafi.
and this is Conversippin. I, ooh, 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 ooh.
How's everyone doing? You know what's happened since the last time we were together?
What's happened?
We elected a new president.
Say it isn't so.
Say it isn't so. One that speaks whole sentences.
You right. And what about Miss Harris?
First black vice president of the United States of America. History
First
has been made.
female
Oh, correct.
and first
Correct.
South Asian.
Correct.
Like she's the first of all. She said, "Let me check some more boxes." She said, "Done that." And what about her walkout song when she walked out?
Oh, Mary J.
Mary J. Blige. I was like, you can't go wrong with that.
To all of my Greeks out there, first AKA, that's held major position in government.
Wow, that's something I didn't
Actually,
even know.
Nope, Candelisa right. Well, she's higher than Candelisa because Candelisa was secretary.
You so smart.
Props goes out to the beautiful sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for putting one in the office. We
Yes.
appreciate you.
We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, props to Georgia. Come through, Georgia.
Georgia, Georgia.
Oh, let's be specific. DeKalb County. I see you. Okay? I see you.
We're looking at you. We appreciate.
I don't know where Athens went.
But our
Can't win them
home,
all.
our home state went red.
We knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't have no hope for North Carolina.
But I'd like to say that Raleigh, Charlotte, Fayetteville, all the bigger cities in North Carolina, you came through.
Came through.
But as a whole though, let's talk about as a whole. Like this was like what the record-breaking amount of people that voted. Like people come out of the woodwork, literally.
Yeah.
You know, the woodworks is here in North Carolina. There's some towns I didn't even know existed here. People came out and voted.
In droves.
Yeah, and then you had, you know, you just record-breaking all across the board. You know, Nevada, are they still counting?
They did count slow though. They was counting for like 5 days.
I mean, and it only got to 86%. So.
I think the problem was, and don't quote me, but I think the problem was that the mail-in ballots, they couldn't start counting them until a certain day, like after the 3rd.
Yeah, well, so let me tell you what my friend told me. My friend Cedric told me the other night. He said that so this was the first time Nevada's ever done mail-in ballots. So for a state that's never had this procedure, you know, it's a learning curve for some, you know, and you know.
What am I doing this piece of paper?
Wait, how do I verify this and what have you?
Which machine does it go in?
So, you know, I can understand, like, once he put that in front of me, that information, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because we've done mail-in ballots here for a while, and other states have as well in various places. So I understand Nevada. So you get a pass this time, just this time. But we still made fun.
You know what? At the end of the day, and I don't care how long it takes, as long as you count every single ballot.
Yes, because it matters. It mattered because there were so many places that were so close between the two candidates, and it made a huge difference.
Yeah. You know what? And I think this is a really great. I really loved this. I didn't love it because Tuesday I was stressed, but I really liked the lesson here. Is that there were a lot of especially younger voters always complain about how their vote doesn't matter. You know. I'm just one person in this big whole world. If you look at, in fact, Nevada,
Yeah.
2,500.
Yeah. Super close.
Super close.
Like,
Like, your vote was like the deciding factor. And it only takes one, my friend.
yes. So never feel like your vote does not matter. Your voice was not heard, because it was. And this just shows that. Like,
Yeah.
100% shows that. This
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding. Is that what they used to say?
Proof is in the pudding. Now, we do have some things that we need to update you on for my peoples that live down there in the Georgia and the DeKalb counties and all of that. I need y'all to keep this same energy. You know, that energy that you had on the 3rd of November and before that, when you were mailing in your ballots. I need you to keep that same energy for this runoff for the Senate, okay? Because the Senate also matters a lot, especially for the people.
Yeah. What she said.
Right. So your Senate vote is on January 5th. And if you are not registered, if you missed the registration, don't worry. We still need you. We still need your vote. You have until December 7th to register to vote in the January 5th runoff for the Senate.
Jot those dates down. Get out there. Do
and
it.
your state and local legislature is voting on the 1st, December 1st.
All right. Rafit's got all the facts.
I do.
So come through, Georgia.
Go vote now.
You have time. Do it.
You don't have time. Go now.
So, yeah, I did a one-stop early voting. That's how I voted this year. My voting time, I dragged my friend Tyler with me. I said, "You voted yet?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Come on, girl." From start to finish, I had a timer. It took me 32 minutes from line to actually voting and leaving. And I feel like that's super fast, you know?
Oh, yeah. I was unprecedented.
Yeah. And so there was no excuse on why you didn't vote. So if you didn't vote this time...
Oh, wait. Your time was unprecedented. It took time. But I need you to take the time. I think the average voting time in the early days of early voting was around an hour. Around an hour, hour and a half. The first day of open voting was longer.
Yeah.
The average voting time on the 3rd skyrocketed to 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because there were record numbers at the polls. However, the mail-in ballots give you another option. So I did the mail-in ballot. I didn't actually mail it. I just took it to a polling station. So I was in and out in 5 minutes.
That's awesome. That's great.
Drop
Yeah,
it off.
so that's for future reference. We're so happy that you all decided to hold hands and join in and kumbaya all the way to the voting
I
polls.
just could not imagine. I couldn't fathom 4 more years of this idiot. I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah, there is several things that man has done that I don't agree with. And I feel and believe that Biden will hold true to at least 80% of what he says.
Yeah, I really do think that he will build. I think he can be a very strong bridge to our bipartisanship and help create a force, or had he used the word coalition, and I liked it, but I didn't want to take from his speech. But this coalition that really puts policy in place that helps America as a whole and not just one side or the other. Of course, we have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of laws that need to be amended, some that need to be abolished, because they really don't work for the middle or lower classes.
And it's things that have been in play for so long that need to be changed up. Things need to be changed. And I know a lot of people are afraid of change, and that's what makes them scared. But going with change is how you grow. So,
Yeah.
And we've said that several times before in other topics that we've talked about. So growth is changing. Changing is growth.
Yeah.
They're interchangeable. But I watched their speech, and Miss Harris came out, and she's such a strong person when she speaks. Like, she just has that confidence level that you just want to sit and look at her and listen, and just like, it's just like, oh my God, I don't want to look away. And then when Biden came out, and his speech was, it was very powerful. And, you know, I feel that we have something good.
Yeah.
And
props to the speechwriters.
Yeah.
I did your thing.
I
That was
mean,
a very good speech.
I'm like, and I kept thinking to myself, is there a teleprompter?
There were two.
Okay, good. I was like,
There were two. First of all, I was getting upset because about 14 people came out and checked on this daggone teleprompter. And if I say another person walk in front of this camera and look at these teleprompters that have been looked at about 14 times, I'm going to go and smack somebody in the head.
But
I don't know what production was doing.
Can I say, though, there was one thing about the whole process that night that bothered me. At the end, when they all came on stage, Biden was the only one that didn't have a mask on. And I was like, Biden. I was like, everybody has one on. Why are you only one without one? So that was the only thing that bugged me. And that's the only thing I was really vocal about.
I forgot it. It's fine.
I would have been like, you know me, if I was on stage, I'd be like, hey, put on your mask.
You know,
I know, but I'm assuming
swept up in the motion.
Yeah, and I'm assuming they've been around each other this entire time through the campaigning and the various things. So you know,
But we can forgive one. Mm-hmm. We can forgive one little slip up. I mean, we're not doing tours with no mask on. Actually, just look at the way the Democrats handled the rallies. Everyone had masks on, and I really like that. Now, I will say that with the fireworks, when it came time for the fireworks, I wanted to see that. Like, I didn't want to see them clapping at the fireworks. Like, I wanted to see the fireworks.
I was like, this is strange. We're watching their reaction to watching fireworks.
I mean, they seem to like them, so the fireworks seem...
I wonder if that's how people get off on, like, you know how there's like Twitch and those things that people watch people play games?
But I can see the game.
Oh, see, I've never personally watched a Twitch, so I don't know. So you can.
I mean, it's just like voyeurism in other forms. I can see the thing. I want to see the action now.
Oh, okay. So they should have a camera behind them looking, like, give us a dual view. Or a dual view. You could have had a split screen.
You could have did a split. I don't really need to see their reaction to the fireworks, but I just would love to see the fireworks. It's like saying, I'm gonna cook you some food, but all you see is my face while I'm cooking.
You don't know what's going on behind here.
Right. I want to see the food.
I guess you're right. It's like watching a cooking show, and
it's
all
like
you see is them talking.
You know the dance competitions where you see the dancing, but then they cut away to the judges. Like, I don't want to see the judges' reaction. I can see that after the fact. I want to see the performance.
Yeah.
Let me see the performance. Give me that, and then I can have whatever little reaction that you got later.
You're right, but we digress. It's all right. You know, maybe we can find the fireworks video somewhere else later.
I like the
Simply Naked. The Simply Naked Pinot Grigio.
I think I've said before that I really like this brand of wine. I'm super cheap. I think they sell it at most convenience stores or grocery stores. And super simple, like the name implies.
Simply Naked. Like, it's like the naked truth.
How much alcohol is in it? It's 12%.
That's a good percentage.
This is the Pinot Grigio. Get up on it.
Yes, it is delicious, and
Is this dinner? Because I haven't eaten.
I haven't either. But this is a trend for me. If it's filming day, Brock doesn't eat.
It's what's Monday?
Yeah, drip, drip.
So, all in all, wins for the Democratic Party and the world, if we're being honest.
Bye, Betsy.
But I wanted to talk about the Betsies. Because still, like, it was a close race.
Yeah.
And I feel that to me, it's incomprehensible that it was this close. You know what I mean? I feel like we have a lot to unpack in the other side of the coin. And yeah, we need to work together with them. I think it's important for us to unpack why he got so many votes that he got. So he got 65 million votes. And when we were trying to say, could we break it up and say, who are these people that voted for Trump?
Okay.
Now, in every election, I think there are keystays of people, right? So you have the one issuers. So that, and me and a friend group were talking about this earlier, and I thank you so much, Angus, for this idea. So you have the one issuer, so they focus on one issue, whether it be abortion, taxes, trade agreements, tariffs, immigration, whatever the issue is, they only focus on that one issue. Mm-hmm. Everything else doesn't matter, and that is what they vote for.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, there's usually a small amount of people though.
Yeah.
And it's usually a small issue that'll never get addressed in a presidential term, but okay, whatever. I feel like there's only like maybe a million.
Of those one.
Right, so then we got, who are the other 64?
64 million. That's a good question. So, I think it has a lot to do with how cults are formed. I don't know. It's maybe weird, but I feel like, how cults are formed. It's like you go in, you penetrate these areas that you know that you can hit the right words and say the right thing to convince these people. Because if you look at his demographic on who actually voted for Trump, it's in rural. Not royal, because they're not. Rural areas, like from my home county, Robinson County.
Yeah.
Robinson County voted red. And that's backwoods, back swamp, like trees everywhere, no city. But it has a lot to do with their exposure. In counties and cities like that, it's like you're not exposed to bigger things and better things, and because I feel like once you're exposed to how things could be, you don't want to go back. And him coming there and saying all these things are like, oh, he must know what he's talking about. He must do this and that and blah blah blah. And the only reason I say it that way is because I'm from that place.
Yeah.
And had I not been forcefully kicked out of that area, I feel like I would still be in that mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like coming from those smaller places, you're easily persuaded. And it was a lot of places that, Biden didn't go. Biden didn't go to Lumberton. He didn't, places he didn't go. But it was also not on his, he didn't have to do those because he had the bigger cities and what have you.
So if you could ballpark it, how many do you think of the 64 that we got left?
Oh, that sounds like just, I don't know, how many small towns are there? I'll say roughly that took 5. That took 5 million.
Okay, you're right, okay.
That took 5 million.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment. And then if you take the Karens, so I would say there are probably 15 million Karens out there. And Karens, and we're going to lump passive racism in there. And we'll lump some colorism in there. So all of that I feel like comes from the same root.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I say? 10?
You said 15.
Yeah, okay. So we're at...
So 15, 5, and 1.
We're at 20.
21.
21.
Yeah, we're at 21 million of the 65 million.
So I wonder if the other people, do you think it's like a gap of... So the other things that happen are the less educated.
Yes.
Right? So the less educated tend to be equally swayed. And of course there might be some like blend between the buckets, but just roughly speaking, do you think the remaining members of Trump's party, is it a gap of lack of education, or is there something else that could be driving that vote?
I think a lot of it has to do with roots. If you have the Republican roots, you think I was raised Republican.
Loyalism.
Yeah. So I was raised Republican. My family's Republican. I must vote Republican regardless who is running.
Yeah.
That falls heavy because, you know, there's...
Yeah, you know what, I can see that. I can imagine there could be some social pressure.
Yeah.
And that as well.
And that community, like, oh, wait, they're going to find out if I voted. Because voting is because your registration online is public knowledge.
Your registration is public knowledge.
Yeah.
Your vote is not. Whether or not you participate, it is. But your vote is private.
Unless you straight voted Republican.
Right,
because it does bring that up.
A Democratic ticket, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I can see that happening, and then I'm gonna bring my aunt into this equation because me and her actually had this conversation. She said, you know, he's done a lot of good things, and I was like what? I was like, tell me more. You know, he's brought businesses, he's done this, he's done that, and I'm like, how has he helped you in your community? And she was like, well, I haven't, you know, it's good for overall. I was like, well, overall wasn't including the lower class and the middle class. Overall, he was putting more money in bigger businesses.
Right.
So this is not actually helping you.
Not necessarily bigger businesses. His businesses.
Well, yes.
Which is illegal, mind you. Okay.
But I just, you know, I try to have that conversation, and I was told her about how he was trying to remove the rights for trans and the, you know, gay marriage and all that. So she's like, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, then there's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
Is not knowing enough about who you're voting for is an issue.
And what their platform is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I guess she falls under, maybe there was that one issue. Maybe she falls under the one issue. He was really strong about one thing, and she was all about that.
Yeah, I feel like that's how he got a lot of the rural area. Maybe we need to increase that number. Because I feel like that's how he got a lot of the rural area, especially our agricultural areas. Because he talked a lot about ag and benefits for ag and policies benefiting ag. And he talked a lot about separating our dependency from China and their production of whatever grain we get from them, and then separating our dependency from Montecito,
I think so.
the corn person from Mexico.
I think so.
Yeah, and they like own all the corn. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know, but I think he talked a lot about that, and I think that's how he garnered that support. But then, I think it's very interesting when anytime I ask people to tell me what he's done for their, whatever it was that it was important for them.
They stutter.
They can't. Because he hasn't done anything for agricultural. Let me be very clear. He hasn't done anything for agricultural. He hasn't done anything for the lower economic class. And the only thing he's done for the middle class is increase our taxes.
Yeah. And, you know, to follow up with that, I feel like another reason that people probably voted for him was to get it over with.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, give him 4 more years and then we'll be done with him. Because they probably knew that what he's doing right now was going to happen, that he's not conceited, he's not being like any other president before.
Yeah.
He's not just letting it be the facts and then easily going out.
I never thought about that. And I think that's very important to consider fear.
Yeah.
People's fear of this maniac and what he might do. He is a maniac. He's a maniac, guys.
If we don't show up next week, guys, you know what happened.
Come get me. I want y'all to understand that I fire guns to the roof. Okay, do you hear me? I am the truth teller. I think I told y'all this. I'm just here to tell you the truth. Okay? And then you do what you do with it. But I love you too much to tell you a lie. He's a maniac.
Yeah. But it also
Sing that song.
Yeah, he's a maniac, maniac.
I want to listen to that while I do the Stairmaster.
But, you know, that was one of the things that I had spoken with friends of mine before. I was like, you know, I said, I don't know what I'm more afraid of. I was like, I don't know if I'm more afraid of Biden winning or Trump winning. Because I was like, if Biden wins, Trump supporters and those, they usually are shady, and you know, we've had riots throughout this year, but they haven't been like extreme. But like that side would be like AKs and rifles, and you know, that's what I'm saying. That's the destruction that could cause.
And same. I am more scared of the extreme. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The more I forget the directions. Don't. I'm not.
Yeah,
a poly.
that's extremely
I'm not
right.
a poly person. I was the county major. I'm more afraid of the bigots, the Karens, and the outright anarchists, because he did attract a lot of anarchists because his whole thing was, I'm going to destroy the system and do whatever I want to do, and that is all. That's the MO of any anarchist, right? The anarchist doesn't believe in government control or government policing. They believe in people policing and people controlling the populace. So, and they tend to be bigoted. Sorry, all you anarchists out there, check yourself. This might be a moment to check yourself. Anyway.
And his big following, the white supremacy.
Correct. So I was more concerned about them. I mean, they've had 4 years of being empowered and really big-headed about their hatred of literally anyone else.
Yeah.
And the way that the amount of harassment that has happened, if you mix in, a lot of them hold blue lives, which is kind of scary when you think about the amount of power and abuse that comes from wearing that badge and having that almost untouchable kind of esque
that feel.
Right.
And it was like
that I would be more concerned about them. And thankfully, not too many records of anything crazy happening since they called the election last week.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
You know, you never know what's going to happen. And I think a lot of people are holding on to Trump's words. And, you know, he's trying to sue. He's trying to do all these things to keep himself in office. And I feel like until he actually leaves the White House, I don't think nothing is bad is going to happen. But I feel like as soon as he leaves, it's like, I feel like there may be chaos. I hope not. I 100% in my body hope that there's no chaos, but I feel that once he leaves the White House, those people that were supportive of him and how they were in that cult and, you know, all of that stuff, like, I feel like they're going to go crazy. And who knows what that's going to lead to. But I think all in all, though, it was needed.
Yeah, needed. And I'll say this. If there is a confrontation, I feel like that's needed too. So then let's go to something very important. What are we wearing? Okay. I need outfit ideas. Is there a color schema for the Civil War? Okay. It's who's gonna be in charge of snacks. That's what I need to know.
Are we going blue versus red?
Right, because I really like a black motif myself. You know, because it's probably gonna be about the people of color. So, you know, let's get the black motif. I do like it. It goes very well with my skin tone. I do like black. I don't really like red though, because then it's like we already bleeding, and I don't want to like.
Well, you're already wearing black, and look, I'm already wearing blue.
We're already black and blue.
We're already coordinated.
Are we pre-gaming before it starts? What I'm saying is that the world has changed from the original Civil War. I don't think muskets and sabers are going to determine this. I think swag and our voting power is what's going to determine this. We have a general election coming up in a year for the legislature, and in 2 more years, we have the other Senate race coming up. We need the people to get out. But what I'm saying is, someone needs to provide chicken nuggets. Okay? Okay, so we're gonna take, someone needs to be a den mother and provide chicken nuggets for the coalition, okay? We will provide entertainment. And
Every
levity.
week. Hell, we might go more than times a week if we get some juiciness going on.
Right. Now we can handle the gossip column and we can slanderize all of the other side. Cause let me tell you something. I read for filth.
Yes.
So just leave a comment in the box below of what you would like your role to be. I can go ahead and tell you now that I'm gonna want chicken nuggets. And someone's gonna need to bring some liquor because I feel like we gonna need some spirits to get through this. And we gonna need a DJ.
I like tequila.
And I like vodka. But I'm also good with some wine. I can understand, we got a whole coalition of fun. We might not have the funds to purchase the vodka that I like.
Yeah, because they might bring that cheap aristocrat.
I don't want none of that. So you can just do wine for me or like a wine cooler. I like a cooler. Yeah, I like that. And then what we need a DJ.
Yeah, we need
hair
some
and
good
makeup.
music.
Who can do the hair and makeup? Because I'm saying as we fighting, we gotta look good.
Yeah, we gotta do all of that.
Right.
We gotta have makeup on staff, like a portable person to come with us to do DJing, set up, have that a foldable table, bring it on out, bring what you gotta do.
Let's get it popping out. We gotta start organizing now before we get to the new year. I don't think it'll start until after the Senate race.
Yeah, I agree. Well, one thing I want to add to our conversation tonight is, regardless on how you voted, we appreciate that you took the time to go out and vote, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I hope that those that did not vote for Biden will let that guard down and allow yourself to listen to what's being said and to become unified. As a whole, there are several people that I saw on Facebook were losing friends left and right for being a Trump supporter. I personally never deleted anyone that was a Trump supporter. I unfollowed, but I didn't delete them. I said, once the election's over, maybe I'll follow them again. But, I just hope that it is clear to people that your person wasn't as strong this time, and that's okay. We didn't have a good, strong side last time. And that's just how this works. And that's why it's important for everyone to vote and do these things that we do to keep things running how they should. And so the Americans have spoken. You have Joe Biden as your president-elect. So you either deal with it, or what was they told us last time? Get out? Or get out. I heard Canada won't take you.
Brock is very nice about it. I'm not. If I unfollowed you because you were a Trump supporter, I want you to understand that I said what I said. And then I stand behind that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it wasn't just an election. This man was literally talking about the rights of people. Okay? He caged up children. That they still haven't found their parents. To this day, months without their parents. He put them in cages, for real. So here I'm talking humanity now. So this is about humanity and how we see each other. And if you are okay with children going in cages and people being denied the right to marry who they love, and people being denied the right to hold a position because of the color of skin that they have, or because they decide or feel or become enlightened into the fact that they don't align with the gender that they were born in, I don't want you in my life. And I stand by that. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I love you long, though, but I don't want you in my life.
Yeah. Well, that's what I guess I wasn't really clear. I'm saying, I hope the people that were his supporters realize that was wrong. The things that, maybe they weren't supporting him for those things that he did do and was taken away. But, they were brainwashed. And it's easy in this somehow in this world we get brainwashed by the smallest things left and right.
Yeah.
When you're not strong-minded.
Right. Well, you know, we vet sources.
Well, yeah.
You gotta vet your sources.
And, you know.
Fox News lies.
And so it's just, I hope that the people that did vote for him, we can all see things through together and move forward together and versus separate, because that's what our country needs.
I also hope that you get your act together.
Our country needs
And find
the support of each other to move forward, to make change, to better ourselves. This is what we need. We don't need to fight each other left and right, and just because of Democrat, Republican, what have you. It just needs to be us as United States of America, as the people, moving forward. It doesn't need to be separated and segregated in all these boxes that people put us in. This is not what we need. We need us all to be one. And I'm going to stop.
you and I too.
What is that? What was that one song? It's like, we are the world.
Oh, you took it back to Michael
We
Jackson.
are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. It's our choice we're making. We're saving our lives. Well, this has been very heated. It's been very good discussion.
It was
this
good
week.
discussion.
Oh, for sure.
Very good discussion. Tell us what you think. We
Yes.
love to participate with you guys.
We do.
Make sure you reach out to our Instagram. It'll be linked somewhere.
Yes, and next week you'll see a fun episode of us doing a skit for the first time. Ooh, intriguing. Well, guys, until next week, I am Brock.
I'm Rafiq.
This has been Conversipping, so stay safe and go out and sip with your besties. What the heck? You already finished with your wine?
I did.
Hold on, let me get on her level. What we said. Bye. Chug-a-lug-a-lug.